Inspiration is just a story away.
Welcome to Inspiring Lives with Dr. Shellie. I'm your host, Dr. Shellie Hipsky. All of our guests have conquered obstacles, risen above adversity, and have gone on to help others. Today's show features an inspiring African woman with a heart of gold. Her story stretches from the extreme poverty of Guinea to the flashy fashion runways of New York City. She's mingled with U.S. presidents, worked with the United Nations, and does it all with her own special style. Please welcome co-founder of There's No Limit, Mariama Petrolawicz. Did I say your name right, Mariama?
Yes, you did.
You're a dear friend, but that name can get me.
Thank you. So nice seeing you again.
Great to see you as well. I've interviewed you before, you've interviewed me before, and it's just a joy to have you on my show. So thank you for being here.
I'm happy to be here. This is my first time in Pittsburgh, and I'm excited to be interviewed by you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So let's go back. What was your childhood like in Guinea, Africa?
My childhood was very good compared to the rest of the people in Guinea. I feel really fortunate to come from great parents. Unfortunately, not everybody was like me. Growing up in Guinea is very, very hard. Poverty is at the extreme. People barely can have food to eat. So I grew up in an area where I see children dying for nothing, family not having food to eat. And all those are some of the things that push me to do what I'm doing today, because I can't keep on sitting and watching that happening again and again in my country, and that's why we have this mission to end poverty in Guinea.
Wow, it's an amazing mission. It's such a huge and lofty goal, but it seems like you're doing it and you're becoming the voice of Guinea, which is so impressive to me. Let's take a peek at the statistics, because I know that they're pretty powerful statistics that are out there. 66% of the water is contaminated. Can you talk about that?
Yes. The water in Guinea is not good at all. And like you mentioned, 66% of the drinking water is contaminated. People do have pipe, but the water that comes out of the pipe is contaminated water. And it's affecting our people, it's affecting the Guinean population. Some of them are going blind because there is so much bacteria in this water. And some of them just don't have water, period. Like the community we work in Kamba community, one of their main problem is water. And we've been working on that, doing campaign to get attention to go to Guinea and to help our people for water. So basically in Guinea there is no clean drinking water. I was recently in Guinea and everybody buy the water, the clean water to drink. So for example, if you don't have money, you can't afford that. The average Guinean person live in less than $1.25 a day. How can they afford something that can cost $2? It is impossible. So we have to go and help them to access clean drinking water.
I remember when I first came out to New York City and I interviewed you during Couture Fashion Week, and you and your sister were sitting there, and one of you, I think it was you said something like the worm coming out of the faucet.
Yes.
And I was like, the what? When I realized what you were talking about was a real worm coming out of a faucet, I was absolutely mortified.
Yes.
Because as an American, like this is just something that comes out of the tap, and we put our little ice cubes in it, and we don't think about it at all. So for me, that was very enlightening.
Yes, that definitely happened in Guinea. You have some household where they open the water pipe. You have the water that come out of it is totally red, it's like dirty, and you have worm that come out of it. And imagine if they don't have a choice, they have to take that water and wash their face with it. So that causes a lot of illness.
Oh no! And I can't imagine with babies, like giving them water like that could contaminate them, and you know that, but there's no other resource.
Well, I'm a living proof of that. It happened that in my first trip to Guinea that I drank the Guinean water by accident, and for days my stomach was this big, and I freaked out.
Right.
But can you imagine that my mom, my dad, my family, and the entire population of Guinea are drinking that same water? So that's why when I'm here, I can't be at peace until I know that I have bring the right things to my country.
Right.
I have bring the clean water, I have
Yes.
bring education and sustainability to help my people.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And sanitation. What's the sanitation issue there?
77% of the population do not access sanitation in Guinea.
So toilets, the running water and the toilets and the things that we just take for granted.
For granted, they do
Wow.
not have access to that.
And so what does that do for the health of
Well,
the people?
A lot of people are left sick,
Yeah.
and there's not enough doctors or who can perform great things to help the people who go to the hospital. So basically, you have the sanitation problem, you have a water problem, not enough hospital for the country. The education is another thing. 1 in 4 children in Guinea do not appreciate the right to education because the parents cannot afford. So Guinea is a country that need a lot of help.
So 1 in 4 kids aren't getting educated. You know, that for me, that gets my heart since I'm an education professor. Robert Moore, it's like my huge part of my career and my life and my mission has to do with education. So what can we do with that, with the children there that 1 in 4 aren't receiving an education?
Well, we can do a lot of things, and that's why There Is No Limit Foundation is here.
Yes.
That's why we are here today, to talk about this, to get more attention, to come to Guinea and to help Guinean children to go to school.
Wonderful.
We are rebuilding our first school in one of the community we've been working. It's called Kamba community. So I was recently in Guinea, and we get the chance to go and to buy all the materials. So soon we're going to start building the school. But we can't do this alone, unfortunately. We need the help of everybody. So I think people should join us, should join There Is No Limit Foundation and come and help these children who are dedicated to get education. Some of the children in this community work 7 kilometers every day to go and to come back. They don't give up because they understood that once they get educated, they can come back and develop our country.
That's a long distance for a child to walk to be educated. I mean, our kids get on buses or we do carpools, but they're that dedicated. They have to be that dedicated if they want to get educated. That's amazing.
They are. We work behind them every day, and we tell them, we encourage them how important it is. And I'm very glad because recently we were chosen to receive $450, and it wasn't a lot of money, but it was from the immigrant of New York City who saw our work, and they decided to give this money to There Is No Limit Foundation.
That's
and
awesome.
As a co-founder of There Is No Limit Foundation, along with my younger sister Isata, we thought the smart way to do is to build a school. So instead of giving to the children, we decided to invest into building the school so we can help all these children to not work miles anymore.
Yes.
And also we can take other communities around to go to the same school. So that's what we're trying to do.
Brilliant. I think if you put a foundation and you're proactive and you put that foundation in education, then you're going to grow these children to be amazing people like yourself. And that would be a fantastic thing. After this quick break, Mariama will be back with someone very near and dear to her heart. And this someone is also the other co-founder of Mariama's Foundation. Please stay with us.
Hi, my name is Lauren. I'd like to introduce you to my 3-year-old daughter, Ava Veronica. Ava was born on January 9, 2009 by emergency C-section. At birth, she did not have a heartbeat, nor was she breathing. So doctors administered CPR and brought my angel back to me. She is the greatest inspiration in my life. She is my world. She has taught me so much that hard work and love pay off in the end. She was diagnosed in March 2011 with cerebral palsy, so she struggles with a lot of things that children her age typically don't, such as opening the hand to draw with a crayon. But if anything, this child is the happiest child I've met in my life. That is why she is my greatest inspiration and my world. I love you, Ava.
Remember, we want to know what's inspiring you. Be sure to go to inspiringlivesinternational.com and tell us your story. We've been talking today with Mariama about growing up in Guinea and her passion for helping people from her homeland. Joining us now is someone very special in Mariama's life. She's the other co-founder of There's No Limit, but besides that, she's Mariama's sister and my friend. Please welcome Assata Camara. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to be here.
Lovely to have you both here. So, Assata, what is the importance of the There's No Limit Foundation to you?
I think that There Is No Limit Foundation is an organization that is helping people live a secure and dignified life. And I think that's why it's important. We are not like every other charity. We want to give people the opportunity to use the skills that they already possess, and we want them to do it with dignity. So we don't believe in handouts, we believe in working hard. And I think that's the importance of There's No Limit. It's resilience, it's working hard, it's creating opportunities.
That's awesome. And I'm just so proud of you two ladies. I mean, you're doing such wonderful things around the globe. Okay, so I need to talk about a serious subject here, because the last time I interviewed you was in New York, and I will admit, like, as an American woman, I was a little shocked by one of the conversations that came up. And that was FGM. And I looked at you guys with my mouth hanging open, like, oh, what are you talking about? I mean, and I think that it's time to share that with the American audience. Can we talk about FGM and what that means?
Right. So female genital mutilation, which is also FGM, is circumcision, and it's not for medical reasons. And they do it as part of tradition, but it's also, it seems that it's also because of religion, and it's also because of just, you know, it's been practiced and we just do it. And it's very dangerous practice because a lot of girls do die from it. It's just a very intrusive procedure for women to go through.
Wow, but it's very much a part of your culture, like 98% of women?
Yes, so Guinea has the highest number of women who have been circumcised, and it's at 98% that is documented. So I believe that it's actually all of us, because if you do not get circumcised within the society, you won't be a part of it, and you'll be ostracized. So every person from the age of 2 up, you will be circumcised. So it's more like 100, but data shows that it's 98.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's important because if you're not circumcised, then you can have a husband. In order to marry in Guinea, you need to be circumcised. And recently, I just came back from Africa a week ago, and during my stay in a poor rural community, I saw 3 girls, age of 2 or 3, who just went through FGM.
2 or 3. Like, I think, you know, my daughter is 5, and I can't imagine, what do mothers go through knowing that everyone else in the village and the community are doing this to their daughters? Tell me what that must feel like.
It's a very hard situation to be in as a mother, because I put it for the American public to understand. If you're a parent and they tell you you have to send your child to Harvard, you will do everything that's necessary to send them there. And for us, that's FGM is a way for people to get married, and you won't get married. And in our tradition, it's very important to get married, to have children, and no one will marry you if you don't get circumcised. So parents in their mind, they think that they're doing what is best for their child, but also there's a lot of peer pressure. So even if you don't want to do it, you will be forced to comply with society. So
wow.
Yeah,
it's a very hard.
And it's also considered some kind of discipline, because I went through it when I was 4 years old, and I sat as well. Sometimes it's like some kind of a discipline for you to be able to abstain yourself and not to do certain things before marriage.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very difficult situation.
So it's to keep girls chaste and pure for an extended period of time because there's pain associated with it?
Some of the reasons is abstinence, first of all, because parents do it to keep their children in line, but also it's a sign of strength, because once you go through that, it is believed that you could go through any other hardship and you will be okay. So it has a lot of social, a lot of religious, a lot of just traditional components to it, but at the end of the day, they just do it, and it shouldn't be done, because when I went through it, we weren't in a hospital, we were just in a home, in somebody's home. We could have died, and a lot of people die from it, so we just want to raise awareness about it.
It's a very serious issue, and I think all America, if they are all watching right now, they should join us and fight this cause. And I don't blame anyone. The fact is that we don't blame the people who is doing it. We don't blame our parents for doing it to us, because they didn't know better. But I think time are changing, and that's why Sata and we are here today, and I know there is other Guinean people out there who's also fighting for this same cause. It's not like we're the only one doing this, but we are the one right now who can talk about it, and we really call everybody, other Guinean people, African, American, the whole world to come and to fight against this, because it's very serious.
It's a very serious and a very intrusive procedure, and we believe part of our mission is to make sure that people feel secure in their life, and this is one of the biggest violations of human rights, because you shouldn't have to lose such an important part of you without your consent. So we want everyone to know about it, and for the discussion to occur, because in our culture we don't talk about it. It's all done in secrecy. And it's time to just lift that veil and really show what's going on.
Well, I'm just amazed that you two are so courageous that you can come on television and talk about such a sensitive subject. It's just absolutely amazing, and what you're doing with There's No Limit is incredible. Thank you so much, Asata, for being here, and Mariama. We're going to cut to commercial, but I have to say thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just so touched.
Thank you for inviting
me.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Up next, a special edition of Gratitude Giving, and you'll soon see why. And still to come, Mariama will reveal what President George Bush said to her on the red carpet. Don't go away.
This is Jennifer Hain, and we're here on Gratitude Giving. Today, we are actually going to be speaking about James Morris.
Oh, I love James Morris. He's awesome.
Yes, so much to say about him. Only 17 years old, and
Incredible.
he just actually came back from the Vans Summer Warped Tour, and he's doing so much for child abuse prevention as well as missing persons foundations. You know what? Let's just let him say it for himself. Here's a clip. James Morris.
Hey, I'm James Morris. I'm a 17-year-old musician and author from San Diego, and I'm going into my senior year of high school. I want to make a difference in the world, and I use my music as the stage to do it. Everyone has a voice, and they need to use it. Social responsibility is something everyone should take seriously. Each voice can and will make a difference. For the past few years, I've been involved in causes that protect and support at-risk kids and teens and help raise awareness to find the missing. Some charities I work with are the Rady Children's Hospital Chadwick Center, the Gina for Missing Persons Foundation, and the Army of Angels. My personal journey working with these causes began 2 years ago when I first met Janelle Rapp, the founder of 411 Gina. I was at a conference where she was a guest speaker, and she talked about the pain that she went through when her sister went missing. She talked about how, at the very least, 2,500 kids go missing every single day. That's like if you picked up my entire high school and made it disappear off the face of the earth. Poof, gone. And she then went on to say that if only she could find some high school students to help her bring the cause into the schools, into that age group. And like the dork that I am, I stand up in the middle of her speaking and go, I'll do it. And I haven't stopped since. So recently I went out on the Vans Warped Tour. While I was on it, I brought this plain white Fender guitar with me and had it signed by as many bands as I possibly could. The thing's essentially black from all the signatures now. That's pretty impressive. And it will be donated to Rady Children's Hospital Chadwick Center to be auctioned off. Hopefully it'll raise some decent funds for them. Every single one of them that I asked to participate were immediately excited. Everyone signed it happily, including Vans Warped Tour management. Two bands even fought over who got to sign it first. That's how fired up they were by this cause. This isn't just the reaction of famous people, it's the reaction of everyday individuals. It could be the street vendor, or the Chick-fil-A manager, or the eccentric billionaire. We all want to help, and we each have our own unique platform to speak from, to inform people about this cause. And let me just say that I'm so lucky that my family supports me through all of my endeavors and through all the craziness that I create for myself. Through all my music and through writing a book. They've always been right there for me. Alright, just let me say thank you oh so much to the one and only Dr. Shellie Hipsky and the entire team over at Inspiring Lives. Thank you for having me here on your gratitude giving segment. And for everyone out there, let me challenge you. Don't be idle. Be a part of your community and do something good for the world. Don't just sit by and watch it go. Thanks again.
Dr. Shellie Hipsky's latest book, Ordinary People, Extraordinary Planet, is inspiring lives around the world. Find your copy at major bookstores and on Amazon.com.
And welcome back to Inspiring Lives with Dr. Shellie. We've been talking today with one of my dear friends, Mariama. Her organization helps people in the homeland of Guinea, and she's making a profound difference in their lives. Thanks for coming back. So you've worked with a lot of governments, you work with the United Nations, and you've even met George W. Bush, President George W. Bush, on the red carpet. Let's take a peek at that. Now, what did President George W. Bush say to you?
I came like everybody else, and when he saw me, of course, with my hair and my afro, he was
we
like,
all love the hair.
You are so stylish. And I was, as you can see, I was wearing a tie because I was in the middle of all men. I said, I mean, women empowerment, excuse me, I'm wearing my suit today. So
Dude,
when he saw that, he said, you are so stylish.
I love it. I love it.
Great. And he asked me where I'm from, and I think it was amazing. I really had a good time.
Good.
You know, I was more than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's George W. Bush.
Exactly, exactly. So let's go back to Africa. Can you tell us what's happening here?
Well, these are the Association of Women Tie-Dyers. Since 2008, we put a group of women together, and the lady that is dyeing the fabric right now, that's Fatoumata Bangura. She's one of our first recipients. So right now what they're doing, they're making beautiful fabric with African print. That one, that's when last year when I visited Tombo Primary School, where we are sponsoring 40 girls. So I had to be with the children, do some free lunch, and of course it was on my birthday, so I donated my 28th birthday to build a water faucet for the children.
Oh, here we are in a school. Look at that.
It's still Tombo. I'm wearing my There Is No Limit shirt with those two fabulous children. He loves me.
I bet he does.
Oh, those are the girls that we're sponsoring in Tombo Primary School. Actually, there is a story here.
Okay.
Because it was my first visit in Guinea after 10 years. And when I came, I saw these children, because this is Tombo 1, not Tombo 2. We work in Tombo 2, and these were children from Tombo 1. I see them, and I told them, hi, what do you want for a present? And they said, we want a book. And someone near them said, I don't think she's going to bring it. I told them I'll be back tomorrow. And when I came back, the children, they met me again, and I did the donation.
Yeah, all these memories are flooding back to you, I can tell.
I can't believe where you find this. So I love to do my work so well that this was me in Dakar, Senegal, the neighboring country, and I went to do some donation to children. Because regardless, either I'm working there or not, I love to give to children, period. So that's Grand Dakar in Senegal, West Africa.
I think this is the last one.
Right there, I'm in the village of Lefre. Lefre, in my language, means orange.
Orange, okay,
That's the name of the community, and I came to understand their issues, the problem, what they're going through, and for the first time, the children, they saw computer in their life, so that pictures were shot. Yes.
I'm just blown away by the There's No Limit Foundation. It's fantastic.
I think there is so much more to come.
I know.
This is just the beginning of something great.
And if you had one major goal out there, what would it be?
It would be to see every woman, every Guinean woman, powerful, and every woman on top of the world, just like
Love
you.
it. Oh, just like me. You're so cute.
And just like all the fabulous women who've been working so hard.
Yes, absolutely.
And
There's no
moreover,
limit and inspiring
what I would
lives
like to
and-
see is to see our world better, without no poverty, clean water,
Yes.
education.
Thank you to the amazing Mariama Camara for joining us today. Her foundation is making the world a more beautiful place for many people. Thank you also to her foundation's co-chair, Asata, who provided the unique perspective that only a sister can give. Until next time, I'm Dr. Shellie Hipsky, and remember, inspiration is just a story away.
The help you need sometimes comes from an unlikely source. A helping hand to understand